You got something on the line?
Go ahead.
What's happening? It's your boy Collar Partshine here with a little paint where it ain't, a little seasoning with some reasoning. Welcome back to the Soundproof Hunger Room. I'm glad y'all can make it with us today. I know y'all got a kick out of them clips we throw it out that last week. We're gonna have some more action this week. 18th, what you got before we introduce our special guest?
What up, though? That's all I got. We're going to call this episode The Beauty and the Beast.
She laughed at that real quick.
And we're going to see where it go.
Real quick.
I want to thank our special guest for coming through before we even get started, because who knows where this show could end up. Because she came in ready.
Already. Tell the people
with a Hennessy and a shit talking.
Tell the people who you is.
So for those of you who don't know, I think everybody know me, but for those of you who don't know, my name is Mauibigelow. I'm a digital influencer. I am a freelance writer. I like to tell people that I'm a professional shit talker. I'm everybody's favorite auntie. So, yeah, that's what I do. I've written, I've lent my pen to several high-profile publications: Ebony Essence, Hello Beautiful, Madame Noir, Fashionista. I've been seen in Vogue.
Let me get my pen.
All that shit, all that good shit. I'm a ball of black girl magic. I'm gonna talk some shit, and I'm an event producer. I'm the producer of Lifestyle Honors, an event that encourages and empowers black women to be their best selves and pop their shit. And I'm excited to be here with y'all. You got your little pen for real? Huh?
Yeah, because there was a lot of stuff there, and I'm gonna have to get all that.
A lot of stuff.
You a survivor?
I am a survivor. No, I'm more than a survivor. I'm living. So I do have cancer. I'm living with cancer, blood cancer, multiple myeloma. I also have scleritis. I'm a single mother. Graduated from being on welfare and food stamps and Medicaid and all that shit to making over 6 figures. I'm a digital strategist for 2 nonprofits that encourage and empower black people to vote and build power and all that good shit. Yeah, I'm that girl. I'm her.
Yeah.
I'm her.
Okay.
I'm her. That's what my man
All
said.
right.
I'm her.
You her.
Hey,
Well, that's a lot.
Yeah.
hey, we only got 30 minutes ago. She
She done went in like we need to just sit back and let you talk.
Right.
Hey, you going to run the shop.
No pen, no pad.
30 more minutes.
Well, we appreciate you coming in here. Before we even get into anything, where can people reach you? Where can people look you up and see all the greatness that you just gave us a taste of, which we witnessed a little bit of it?
So I'm most active on Facebook and Instagram, but anywhere, even on Google, I'm Mauibigelow, Maui, last name Bigelow. Do not mess up my daddy last name.
Got blood on it.
Yeah,
The name got blood on it.
exactly.
Yes, indeed. I'm surprised you're not in the. We're gonna get you in the group because our group be jumping throughout the week. But anyway, man, we gonna go ahead and start this thing off. Before I get into the news, I want to give y'all an update. Y'all know I've been talking about my squatters in my neighborhood.
We really need an update about your squad.
I got to get an update because the police was called this
now I'm
morning.
invested.
You feel me?
She like, I
The
need to know.
police was called early this morning about 9:50. They didn't leave about 3:40. So my neighbors and I, it's a group of us, we was able to get rid of some squatters. It was a lot. I'm just going to be honest with you. It was a
So
lot.
let me ask you this, because I heard some of it, but I don't know the entire backstory. Like, was it an Airbnb situation that just decided to stay, or are these some literal homeless people who just came here?
I don't know if they were homeless or not, but it wasn't an Airbnb. What's happening is when people move out, and this is what I was telling people, there are 3 companies that literally almost own all houses that are rental houses. So when people sell their houses to these investment companies, these investment companies are buying up all of the houses. So the company that we were working, well, we weren't even working with them. We was trying to figure out who owned it. They own over like 65,000 homes in the U.S. So when we're calling and saying, hey, we having disturbances at your property, this and that. Oh, we'll get somebody to come look at it, and nobody shows up because they're not missing nothing. Whereas our neighborhood is having to deal with these folks out here fighting and fussing, tearing the house up. And we live in a quiet neighborhood. So everybody is like, hey, what the hell is going on? So we had to go through the whole process of tracking down the investors and trying to just figure out what we could do just as neighbors. And really, squatters have a lot of rights once they get in there. Yeah, nobody understands it. But they get a lot of rights. And so once they get in there, they in there. And so what happened was, luckily for us, it's like a gang of them. So they had like 2 houses in our neighborhood. And luckily, like I said, they out in the street, they doing dumb stuff. So the cops literally was like, okay, anytime you see anything suspicious or anything like that, just call us and then we can go investigate and go from there. What we were doing, we were giving too much information, saying, okay, they squatters. And it's like, okay, well, ain't nothing we could do. Versus today, one of my neighbors called and just said somebody's breaking into a house because he saw them going around the back. So when the cops showed up, they came and they flooded it. So it was about 6 to 8 cops out there. They got them up out of there. They towed some cars away. So yeah, stay vigilant in your neighborhood if you got squatters. Even code enforcement showed up, which that never happened.
Them HOA fees is a lot for somebody to just be posted up.
So they showed up and got on it. So I'm kind of excited about that. But we got one more house to take care of, and then we're gonna be all right.
It'll beat you up.
Nah, none of that.
That's like really exciting.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah,
it's exciting.
I can hear.
Yeah, it was exciting. Like that's why I'm a little tired because I didn't get to take my nap like I usually get to take. But anyway, we're gonna move on to my favorite part. We're gonna talk about the news, okay? And we're gonna start off with some good stuff. First thing we're gonna start off with is, if you don't know, the cast of Different World is on tour now. They just started doing a tour, and they're going to HBCUs. When I first heard about it, I was like, why are they doing that? And what it is that they're promoting more people to contribute to HBCUs, and they actually started a fund, a scholarship, for people to get into the schools better and things of that nature. So, what, you good?
Y'all good.
Okay.
Either one y'all went to HBCU?
I did for a year.
Which one?
Texas College in Tyler, Texas.
I don't know about that.
No, I went to a technical school.
I went to HBCU.
Which one?
I attended Albany State University.
Albany State?
The best HBCU in the land.
Okay.
And, no, to the Rambo.
I don't know what that is.
I love this. I just took over. What else?
No, you good. Go ahead.
I love this because I feel like, I know that HBCUs do not get the same funding and the same attention that these private colleges get. So I feel like this is great. I think that A Different World and Hillman College and all of that was the first opportunity that a lot of people got to see the glory of an HBCU. And so, I wanted my kids to attend the HBCU, but my son went to Georgia State. But at least he was in Atlanta, so he was around black folks. But
Right.
so I think it's dope.
Okay. Yeah. They already raised like $50K in
That's
scholarships.
not enough.
What they said their goal was like $1 million or something like that.
Different World was our day.
It was.
Now you asking, these are older people going around at this point. Like, we recognize them.
Yeah.
But kids don't know. Like, if they didn't watch that stuff or their parents talk about it, they don't know who that is.
Well, that's where the alumni come into play because they're setting up a scholarship. Now, if they were just going to hang out.
Anyway.
Right. I'm just saying, like, if I go into an auditorium and I see Jasmine Guy, Kadeen Hardison and all on stage, and I'm an 18-year-old now,
It means
Yeah, you wouldn't know.
It make, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think 50,000 is great considering that I ain't gonna say they ain't nobodies, but to the kids today,
nobody.
they're nobodies. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like I'm excited for it because we watch different worlds, so it give us memories when we was that age. But you
I
know,
was hopeful that like a network would revamp it,
Right.
Especially like BET or something
Revolt,
like that.
all that stuff. Yeah.
Revolt, like
I thought
was
they did
really
a spinoff.
hoping- Well, you know they do the little College Hill thing, but that's like a reality show.
Yeah,
with
that
a
was
bunch
like-
of drama.
yeah.
and
It
all
wasn't
that kind of
another
stuff.
different
Nah,
world,
I don't
like
think
different. Okay, I thought it was.
But I mean, shout out to them for at least trying. It's all about
Yeah.
trying.
Yeah, I think they're
So-
gonna get it
And
because
I
I
know
think
like a lot of NBA players. I'm not really familiar with a lot of NBA players. It's a little short dude.
Hey, now wait a minute. How short? Because the
NBA
NBA players
player
short.
is
It's
like
gonna be
6'3".
The NBA lost its razzle dazzle for me when KG left. I don't know what's going on.
Okay.
I'm still claiming to be a Celtics fan solely because that was the last team that KG was on. But I don't know. But anyway, what's his name? Chris? Is Chris Webber? Is he short?
No.
Okay. What?
Some short guy.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
6'3".
So say
probably.
what you say.
Yeah, but anyway, he was doing a lot of promoting of HBCUs, like wearing their shoes.
Chris
wearing
Paul.
their- Chris Paul.
Yeah, that's what.
You know he like 6'4".
Yeah.
Chris Paul is tall.
Yes.
Yeah, like NBA
See, he
players.
looks
Yeah, you say
short,
he's short.
amongst 6'8" and 7 footers.
Yeah,
so when you look
I
on
thought Chris
TV,
Paul was short like Rondo.
Rondo, like
Rondo like 6'2".
Forget it. Don't forget it. Forget me.
Have you been to like a NBA game?
I have.
Did-
Several.
Okay.
And the real tea is I'm calling these people short like I ain't 5'3".
I mean, but we just I'm like short NBA,
Short,
like
right.
Okay, I get what you're saying though, cause they look short.
I thought Chris Paul was short like Allen Iverson.
Nah, he's like 6'2", 6'3".
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. We here to help.
Okay.
But what was he saying? Oh, I just really think a lot of the alumni gonna come back and put money into the HBCUs, and I think this gives
they
them
help Deion?
some.
Yeah, man.
That was a different
I'm just
situation.
saying.
That was a different situation. Yeah, and you say you really don't follow sports, so I can't ask you about
No,
it. How you
I
felt
didn't say I
about
don't follow
No,
sports. I said I have been out of the loop with basketball.
basketball. So
Yeah.
how did you feel about being an HBCU alumni? How did you feel about Deion leaving?
I really didn't feel a way about that. Like, you got to get your money. You got to feed your family.
Okay.
Like, and he took a lot of players with him. He did energize the HBCU culture while he was there. So I really didn't feel a way about it. Like, I feel like that man got to make his money. He created a space for his kids to build wealth. He created a space for other people's children to build wealth.
Right.
And you got to respect that, because he could have just left everybody there.
Right.
Or just took his son, you know what I'm saying, and just left everybody there. But that's not what he did. So I don't feel a way about it. Like, what I will say is, like you said, as a HBCU graduate, and not even necessarily a graduate, because there are a lot of people that maybe didn't graduate. But I feel like if you have the resources and you have the ability to pour back into that community and that culture, then you should. Like, I wouldn't have even graduated from college had it not been for my African American studies professor.
Okay.
I had a baby. I couldn't afford childcare. I had a friend who had a baby. We had another group of friends, and our kids literally grew up on that yard. Like, the day that I took my final in women's literature, my professor, Dr. Banks, I called her and I said, Dr. Banks, I don't know what I'm going to do. My son got a fever. I'm not going to be able to come to class. I know I got to take the final, yada, yada, yada. She was like, come now and bring the baby. I took my final in her office. She played with my baby, who had 102 fever. She rubbed some kind of oil on him that when I left, his fever dropped. She was singing African songs to him and all this shit. That's the only reason that I was able to graduate, because I wasn't gonna be able to take the test because my baby was hot.
What was that? Some holy water?
I don't know what it was. And at the time, I lived off campus, of course. I had to walk to this hotel where the school had a shuttle bus that was picking students up because the dorms were crowded. And they were picking students up. I would walk to the hotel. Me and my baby would get on the shuttle bus, which we weren't supposed to be doing. But the bus driver offered me grace, let me get on the bus, took me to campus, and that's how I took my test. They're not going to do that at Seton Hall.
Yeah. I would know. I don't know.
They're not.
Yeah, I would know.
So, you know.
So
They might not do that in most colleges.
They're not.
I ain't gonna say. I'm not gonna.
That's not. And it's Women's History Month, and I want that.
Yeah.
That was a good story to remind y'all that black women are lit as fuck.
lit. Okay, never mind. Moving on. Moving on. In other news, Fat Joe decided to buy a pair of Trump sneakers and post about it. And when he got the heat for it, but he's always claimed, before I even go into it, he's always claimed how he stands for Democrats and this and that, and he's not for Trump. But he bought the sneakers, he posted it, and after he got the heat from it, he came back and was like, "Oh, I just got it because I'm a shoe collector." How y'all feel about that?
Ignorant. But I'm going to let you go first because I talk too much.
No, come on. They hear me every week.
Okay, so for me, it's very ignorant. And not just from a Fat Joe perspective. A lot of black men, including Charlemagne, are really, I feel like they're talking shit about Biden, and they don't realize that that shit talk is also a dick ride for Trump. If I don't fuck with you, I don't fuck with you.
Okay.
So if I'm not buying your shoes, you know what I'm saying? Because those shoe sales contribute to the campaign.
Right.
So you're supporting the campaign by buying the shoes.
And also, it's a visual.
It's a visual. You're Puerto Rican. Puerto Ricans claim black when it's convenient. And I said what I said, but Puerto Ricans claim black when it's convenient. And so Trump is a known racist. So now you are supporting a racist that don't give 2, 3, or 4 fucks about you, your people, your community, your culture, or any of that. But now you're supporting him by buying those shoes. So I feel like it was very, very ignorant. I don't care about you being a shoe collector or all of that. Like, I'm a shoe collector. But if the Ku Klux Klan come out with some red pumps, I'm not getting them. I'm not gonna have them in my collection. I'm just not. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think that was ignorant. But also, I think that a lot of people in our culture are moving in an ignorant way in regards to this election. And I know, like it's a lot of talk about Biden being an old man. Trump ain't nothing but 4 years younger than Biden. Them 2 old men. And I know that the saying is no country for old men, but one of them old men gonna run this country. And do you want it to be a man that is at least, like, Biden might be a racist too. I don't know what that man be doing and talking about in his home. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what go on. I know he got a crackhead son. And you know what I'm saying? Right. So I can better relate to him. Because I got a crackhead cousin. I don't have a crackhead son. I got a crackhead cousin. But
Wait a minute.
I'm going too far left.
No, hey,
keep going.
Speak your truth.
But
we like it.
What I'm saying is, you either gonna let one old man that is at least trying to energize our communities and our culture to a certain extent. Maybe it's just to pacify us so that, he can be president again. Or maybe he is on his last leg. But at least we got a black woman in office, a semi-black woman in office that will, you know what I'm saying, take his place, as opposed to this racist who is a threat to democracy. Like, just point blank, period. Like, I'm not gonna try to sugarcoat it. I work for a nonprofit called New Georgia Project. We are a a large reason why Georgia got flipped in the election so that Trump didn't become president. And so I know for a fact that, like, we gotta do our thing. Like, we gotta do our thing. We already have an idiot racist in the Gold Dome that's our governor. We can't afford to do that. But like people, like a lot of these black people, oh, he pardoned this person, he pardoned that person. Anyway, like people suck dick all the time.
Okay, all right.
Penis on you.
Bye. Bye. Y'all, next topic.
Go ahead, Rob.
Next topic.
Let's see. Gucci, Montclair. What other? Papa John's. These are just some of the businesses that I know off the top that has showed their card in the last 5 years. Black people still buy their products. So, I mean, what he did, I don't care, man. Like, it's a pair of shoes, man. Like, I don't care. We got bigger problems than him buying a pair of shoes. You know what I'm saying? It's the guy in Detroit, Peasy. Peasy is a nice rapper from Detroit. He bought a pair. You know what I'm saying? And said he support Trump. Like, but everybody of a minority is not gonna go the way we might want them to go. And who's to say that's the right way to go anyway? Like, you brought up the vice president. I don't feel comfortable as a black man if she get in the White House, to be honest.
Why?
Because her record shows that she like black people, black males. She like it. I think she married a white man. I
understand that.
It's things for me that I look at and just be like, oh, okay. You
Listen, I'm not hyped up about either of them.
Right.
But like, you gotta pick one.
Do I gotta pick one of them?
You do.
Do I gotta pick one of them? Why?
Who else?
Somebody gotta do something. It's time that we make our vote count for something.
But no one else is in the space to do, like, it's them. Like, we see it. Like, the primaries are going on right now. We see it. It's them.
Do you know what we do?
What you saying? Don't vote?
Absolutely. And do you know what we do with our vote?
And then
let me finish. We vote in our local elections because that's where the decisions get made. That's what a lot of people don't realize. Us voting for a president, they don't really do anything.
That's very true.
The vote is what we need in the local elections that nobody goes to.
That is very true.
You know, so I get what you're saying though. If it's the lesser of two evils, I mean that's how a lot of people vote. They're gonna flip a coin and whoever go, they go. But it's the elections that really matter that nobody goes to.
That is very true. Like, people do not vote in the state and the local elections, and they are very important.
But as far as him, he probably took a check to do that, man. Like,
probably so.
And
I don't know Fat Joe personally. You know what I'm saying? But I know. I watch celebrities do a lot of weird things. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, this don't make him no different than nobody else.
Right.
I'm just like,
and celebrities do a lot of weird things, honestly, because their money is different from our money. You know what I'm saying? So voting for Trump is more beneficial to them
for a great deal
to us
of people with a lot of us wealthy.
Yeah, but I need for y'all to shut up about loving the hood and wanting to uplift the people in the hood and wanting to pull in the people that are beneath you or that you left behind, if your real mindset is to make sure that you straight forever and ever and ever.
Y'all touched on a lot that I wanted to touch on as well. I wanted to talk about the influence. Everything y'all said was 100% right. The influence, which is basically driven by social media now. So when kids see that, or people, young voters, you know, for that sake, will say, oh, Fat Joe doing it? Oh, okay. And I don't know how many people, but shoe collectors. Let's just stay with the shoe collectors. Oh, Fat Joe, he bought some Trump shoes. Oh, okay, well, let me look into Trump. And the one thing I noticed when I asked, because I know a few people that like Trump, and the one thing I asked them, what was it that, or why do you like him? What did he do for you when he was in office? One thing they'll say is, well, he did a lot of stuff that other presidents didn't do when he was pushing all the deals through, you know, because he was doing all
Obama
that.
tried to do,
he just pushed through.
Yeah.
So, again, those things didn't benefit us. Secondly,
what you
they
need to-
said,
let me stop you. First of all, the stuff that you're saying Obama didn't do is the stuff that Obama could not do because the House and the Senate were Republican. And so they halted a lot of efforts that he attempted to make because they didn't, he's
That's
a black
true.
man and they were trying to step on his neck. So a lot of the things that Obama wanted to do, he was not successful in doing. Same with Biden, like the student loan thing. Like black women especially, are the most educated and degreed group of individuals in the United States. But a lot of black women are struggling because a lot of black people, period, are struggling because they are drowning in student loan debt. Canceled it, like all around the world, people are canceling those student loan debts. But we over here struggling in that space because they said no to Biden's attempt. So it's not, and Trump didn't do anything. Like Trump's getting the credit for the damn stimulus. Like that was
that was my number two
Yeah.
before you jumped in. So
Okay.
I'm going to jump back in. Number two.
I talk too much.
Number two.
I know I ain't never coming back. I'm
You
gonna go ahead.
fine. You fine.
Number
I'm gonna go ahead
two
and do everything now.
is that they always say they got money. And I say, what you mean? Oh, the stimulus. I said that was because of a pandemic. And then a lot of them stole the money, got the PPP loans, and you don't employ anybody.
I wish I had my device and my information from work because there was a patriotic act that went into effect that allowed people to get the stimulus. It didn't have nothing to do with Trump. It's already something that was in effect that passed. So it didn't have anything to do with Trump. But y'all swear that Trump just gave y'all them stimulus checks. Like y'all swear he gave y'all. He did not.
Yeah.
You got. With that being said, because I do agree with you, you have to put an image with everything to make it believable.
That's true.
In today's world. Like people only believe what they see. And
Right.
he just happened to be in the house when it was
Yeah.
time to hand out the money, so of course they're gonna give him the credit for it.
Yeah.
You was going on something else.
Who?
You-
Me?
yeah.
No.
Oh, you was
That's
done?
yeah, I was done.
Let's go back to what you said. I agree with you. Black women are the highest educated women walking this earth. Black women make a lot of decisions that contribute to their debt. A lot of decisions are made for them that could contribute to their debt. So I'm on the fence with you on that.
I want you off the fence. I want you over here with me.
I mean, I would love to be, but
Come over here.
I don't think it's
Come here.
it's a lot of black women that didn't go to college that got the debt. Or that
That's
did,
true.
you know what I'm saying? So I mean,
When I talk about debt, I'm talking about student
Student
loan
loan.
debt
Yeah, yeah.
specifically. I ain't talking about
it's even with that, like equality of women not being able to get jobs and things like that go into effect. These are the bills that we need to concentrate on versus these goddamn shoes.
Oh yeah.
Both of these old ass men. Like
Right.
Yeah.
just think, but the world is so wrapped up in what he's doing because he's entertaining.
He's
We,
very
Right.
We've
entertaining.
never had a president this entertaining, vice president, a former, whatever.
Right.
So that alone, and then he's white, and white men ain't going no other way.
White men gonna white men.
And they households are gonna follow them, or their households are gonna change. I've been saying that, and I'm not gonna change that.
And I agree with you 1,000%.
So with that, it's like I don't know, man. Win the election. Let's go ahead and get it over with, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's again, it's going to be
Oh, no, it's just
the
like-
lesser of two evils again.
I'm finna move the gun.
I don't blame you. Yo,
I already
especially
said-
got a business going
Yeah,
too.
when
Get
I
up outta
retire,
here,
I'm
get a
about
big
it.
house, walk around naked every day.
Now I'm retired. I'm up out of here.
Come on, man.
One more news topic before we get into the juicy. More Puff allegations came out.
Free my nigga Puff.
More Puff allegations. And we can talk about it a little bit. I don't want to spend too much time on it. But my question is, when I look at Puff situations and all the allegations that keep coming out, and I kind of know the answer, but I still want to ask it. What is the difference between what Puff was doing and the media that he's getting versus what Epstein was doing? Because when Epstein stuff was happening, we didn't hear none of it until it came down to a criminal case. And that's when we found out all the stuff that he was doing. Why do you think we're seeing more of Puff stuff on a daily cycle as they come out, as the allegations come out?
I know what I'm going to say. Go ahead. I think I know what you're going to say, but go ahead.
So the first thing is white power and privilege. And we're really getting the backstory of Puffy's dirty deeds too, if you really think about it. Like Usher is a grown ass man now, he's 44, 45.
Something
We
like
just
that.
not finding out that, he was grooming Usher, and that he sent Usher to the hospital. I don't know what he done did to my boy.
Dang.
But that he,
I ain't
sent
know
him
that.
to the hospital.
Yeah, I heard it.
I
Some
ain't know
stuff
that.
I just block out. I be like,
Yeah.
okay.
But so, we're just like Cassie, like a lot of Puffy was very particular about protecting himself. So a lot of people had these paperwork in place, and so they couldn't say anything because then they would be entrapping themselves in some type of legal situation. But it's still basically, it's the same allegations, it's the same conversations. Of course, black people are gonna offer Puffy more grace. I ain't gonna even say more grace because white people order Epstein a lot of grace too. They still not talking about it. You know what I'm saying? But I don't see a lot of difference in it, other than the fact that Puffy's doing was Puffy's doing, and Epstein's doing was Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, Trump, the king, the prince, you know what I'm saying? Like his situation involved a lot of people, but a lot of Puffy's dirty deeds were just Puffy's dirty deeds. But yeah, that's my thought. Like it's all of it's still a mess.
Okay.
Like when you talk about underage girls and drugs and sodomy and all of that kind of stuff, it's still
Puffy's act dealt with broke black people.
yeah.
And
Not
Epstein
even
people.
broke black people, but black people.
On this level.
Yeah.
On this
Yeah,
level,
you're
he's
right.
dealing with broke black people. And Epstein's dealing with people with power.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not going to bring all that out because that'll crumble a lot of things that's going around in the world.
Lots.
At the end of the day, like I say all the time, man, people make this. Everybody in a situation make decisions. The victim, the predatory person, everybody make decisions.
Yeah.
When it start come out, somebody got to play a victim. Somebody got to go down for it. Puffy done upset a lot of people in the last 2 years.
2-3 years.
So it had to come to a head somehow,
Yeah.
And then us as black people, we like to look at our nonsense and comment on our nonsense.
We offer grace where love is.
Right.
We offer grace where love is. It's just like R. Kelly. A lot of us, or a lot of y'all, are attached to R. Kelly, and so like there are still people that are sending him money. They're still like to go to the club. They still listening to his music. They still playing his music. Like never mind the fact that he raped and molested.
Now wait a minute, because I still listen to his music. But if we want to go back in history and pull up anybody's allegations that have made great music,
it's been a lot.
It's a lot.
It's
so
a
you
lot.
can't. I'll leave it at that.
It's just, but I just feel like sometimes it's too much. Like with the Chris Brown thing, one of my friends, Ida Wells, she writes for a number of publications, but she also writes for this publication called Aunties. And so she wrote an article about Chris Brown and about where we start the process of forgiving him because of the thing that he said about the Super Bowl with... Yeah. So my thing is, in the Chris Brown situation, like he did what he did. He asked for forgiveness. His victim forgave him. He has kind of, sort of, to a certain extent, moved in a different manner. And so I can forgive that. But R. Kelly, who think you above the law, who will publicly say, "Oh, I'm handcuffed to my destiny," and this, that, and the other. And you got these girls eating their feces and peeing in buckets and all that kind of
Damn, I ain't
stuff.
know all that.
Yes, it's horrible.
I ain't followed that close.
It is horrible.
When did you stop listening to R. Kelly? Because
I've never, I don't know if it's something, I got a discerning spirit, but I don't know. I've never been a big R. Kelly fan. I Believe I Can Fly. I like Feeling on Your Booty, and that's about it. But
okay,
I'm not,
well, we knew that Aaliyah was underage.
we knew Aaliyah was underage.
And that was after that.
And I'm not gonna put all the blame on R. Kelly for some of the stuff that I'm gonna put all the blame on him for being a monster. But what I will say is that a lot of these families gave their girls to R. Kelly. A lot of these parents gave their girls to R. Kelly because they wanted their daughters to be rich and famous and be attached to someone that, you know, could build their image. And I even think to this day that Aaliyah's family did the same thing. I do.
It was grooming that just went wrong.
Yeah.
I believe that.
But
I
R.
think it was a
Kelly
form of
is
grooming.
also a victim of sexual assault. And I mean, it may sound cliche, but hurt people hurt people.
No, that's real.
And he was a victim of molestation and assault. Like, his brothers molested him, his neighbors molested him, like women in the neighborhood molested him. So, like, he was molested by male and female.
Okay.
So,
I ain't know none of this.
Really?
I didn't watch none of that. I
mean, I ain't watched none of the stuff. I just
I'm
knew
just
about
saying,
it.
like, I just.
Yeah, I wasn't going to look
I was like,
at
oh,
that.
okay, we talking about. All right, what else I got going
yeah.
on?
All right, then. That's it for the news. Let's get into some action. Video went viral last week of Cam Newton fighting off 3 dudes. It was at a football camp that he does every year, 7-on-7. Literally just said it just came from talking trash, and they got in a fight, and the video went viral. What are y'all thoughts on that? Okay, y'all ain't got nothing?
It went wrong. One day went wrong. Okay. Are we gonna shut down the whole thing over one day? Both sides came out and said what they needed to, because it's all an act to me. You know what I'm saying? At this point, everybody got to save face. He got to save face because he's a brand. They got to save face because they're a brand. So next week it'll be back out there 707.
Well, he said they're going to keep doing it.
Absolutely, because I mean,
And he said he acted out of emotion. And
He
that's
did.
why I agree with him, because we tend to say what we want to say and stand on it. We try to stand on it. But when you're actually in the emotion of it, sometimes that College Park going to come out of you.
he said words got to him.
Yeah.
Somebody
And
hit something. They hit. So they know each other personally. So I mean,
Right.
It happened, man.
So, you know what my concern is, and I hope I don't offend y'all when I say this, but black men do not know how to handle defeat. And he done beat them men ass so bad, and his head ain't come off.
I want to know who in the with the flag on this. I want to know who that dude was.
And I don't care what you say, you're going to always have beef with somebody that done beat your ass.
But you
I'm a black woman. Let me tell you something. I got one L under my belt. I think I was about in 6th or 7th grade.
Yeah.
My cousin / friend / not friend beat my ass. She was about 6 foot tall. She was way bigger than me. She slung me around. And I tell people this all the time. Tamika Smith tore my ass up. And I'm still at 46. I still want to fight today.
you know what? We got a number you can call.
Yeah,
and you can talk
okay.
to somebody.
Tamika don't
'cause see-
even- yeah,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. She don't even remember that.
She remembers.
No, she don't.
I don't think black men got a problem with defeat. We got a problem with disrespect, and both sides
Yeah.
Right.
cross the line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it, what happens, what we do when we feel we get disrespected, we don't use our minds.
Yeah.
We go to violence,
Yeah.
and that's what happened. I mean, I don't know, man. They both
They act like they cool.
at
but
this
I
point they
don't
probably
know.
I mean, it's man. They at the bar drinking, man. While we talking about them, it's
But it's still a growth. I wouldn't say it's because you say in hindsight
kids.
is when you start at a certain age. In hindsight is when you start seeing, okay, I look a dumb ass
Yeah,
out here.
but you're human
Yeah,
though.
and I think-
Yeah, you are. But
think
when
they
in
felt like idiots.
hindsight, when you see it and it's posted everywhere, it's plastered everywhere. At this age, and Cam said it best, and I say it to people a lot. If somebody can push your buttons and make you act out of character, they can control you.
That's what the quote says.
They
He
can
who
control
angers
you.
controls you.
They can control you, and he said that. And once you start looking back, he said, I was wrong. I should have been big enough to not get in that, because it could have got dangerous. Somebody could have got killed. Somebody could have got knocked out. It could have got a lot worse than it was.
The human element of him took over, of all of them. They took over. They said something. He said something. Everybody got something that can be said to him that'll take him there.
That's true.
So, we can always think that we always going to turn the cheek. Look, a turn the cheek got y'all. Don't have me start, though. Cause he got hit with a brick, turned the cheek. We've been still get hit with bricks ever since. So let's stop that. Let's not act like, man, hey, it's buttons that can be put, that can't be pushed, and somebody gonna do something, man. And that's what situation they was in. We all be in those situations. You just gotta hopefully you able to walk away. I just got a situation at work the other day. I couldn't even get excited because the dude was too sassy for me. So I just was like, I can't even get it. I can't even find a way to get excited for me to even actually want to deal with you because you're too sassy. It's a hate crime. It's abuse. If I engage this, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, you got it.
Goodness. All right. Moving on. One of the other popular talking points this week is this Tyler Perry movie. What's the name of this movie?
Yo, Mia Kupla.
Okay.
I'm going to get some paint.
Y'all going to talk about it.
In an elevator.
What
That elevator door was kicking her ass.
It
like,
was.
That was the best part about it to me. I'm like, can she
let me down?
Can she get? It wasn't even that. Can she pull the door down?
No, because it's heavy.
Like that door was. I said, yo, once again, this door was kicking her ass.
Was the movie good?
It was all over the
alright.
place. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't
alright.
as bad as everybody. It was entertaining.
Yeah, they act like it was just it was Kelly Rowland, so the wig was good.
Right. Body was nice.
The body was body.
I ain't gonna even front. Both of them body was nice.
Yeah,
I'm that secure as a man.
Relax.
I'm just saying,
relax,
like,
Maui. No, I'm talking about Maui over here.
It was
a little saucy over here.
I don't watch Tyler Perry movies. I checked that one out. It wasn't as bad
On
as
a
I thought it was
scale
going to
of
be.
1
I mean,
to
yeah, it ain't
hell
gonna win no
no.
Oscars. It ain't gonna win no Oscars or
Yeah.
nothing. You know what I'm saying?
On
But
a scale of 1 to hell no, it was a 5, maybe a 7. It was high.
I'm a Tubi supporter, so
Yeah, I know you'll watch
It
anything.
was a 10 to you.
You know what
Then.
I'm saying?
not-
That shit, that was,
I'm not one. That's why I ain't
watch
seen
Tubi.
it.
I'm a Tubi supporter.
I ain't seen it because all I've heard is about the sex. So outside of that,
I mean, it was.
I don't want to waste
what
my
it
2
was.
hours.
It seemed like they just got tired of writing by the time they got to the end. Because
Yeah.
it started to get all over the place. They like, look, we got
It
2
was like
hours.
I could have figured it out. It wasn't
Yeah,
no,
it was just.
yeah.
It was a movie, man. What did you expect from?
That's why I don't look at Tyler Perry movies.
I mean, I ain't gonna
And
say that because he got a couple movies. They'd be like, yo, this is a great movie. You know what I'm saying? But
There has been a decline.
when you
in
look
some
at
of the movies.
the actress, I mean, she's a.
Yeah,
this
Kelly
new to
is
her.
a beautiful. Yeah.
So I didn't know if
beautiful
she was
woman.
gonna come out and.
How was her acting?
I mean, she was straight to me. She better than me. So I mean,
She was straight, and
yeah,
Old
she
Boy was
wasn't bad.
straight.
I know one thing. Yeah, her clothes though, she was bad.
It was Kelly Rowland.
She was bad. I get whoever the stylist is.
Right.
Yo, them coats she was wearing was bad.
And I don't even think that was something that we need to celebrate Tyler Perry for, because that was Kelly Rowland. Kelly wasn't coming up in there with no bullshit.
That's real.
Yeah.
That's real.
Yeah.
Like the way the scenes was set, it's a lot of good things in this movie. Like some parts reminded me of Love Jones.
Okay.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like it was just certain parts. I was like, okay, I see where they was trying to go. You know, just get to the. When I see the shit on the ceiling, he started pulling that.
Yes.
Shit. I said, oh, okay, my nigga look crazy. You know what I'm saying? Well, he been doing a lot of fucking.
Like,
you know what I'm saying?
You done fucked your whole back out.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was some scenes, but other than that, man, it was a movie. People act like it was supposed to be.
It was not horrible.
This-
Yeah,
It wasn't.
it wasn't
Oscar
that bad.
rating.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Okay. All right. Moving on. This is something kind of threw in the group. Well, we didn't throw this one in the group, but this is something we want to kind of get a little taste on it. Do you think men are still obsessed with women, or do you think men have ever been obsessed with women?
Go ahead.
I think men are obsessed with their homeboys. I think that men are obsessed with their homeboys more than they're obsessed with women. I feel like a lot of times men do or don't do for women based on what they feel like their friends and their brothers and they cousins and all that shit are going to say. I feel like a lot of times men follow the influence of the men that they are around. So if it's a clique of niggas and everybody got a wife and a side bitch, then he gonna get a wife and a side bitch too. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to saying, I'm going to be faithful to my wife. Like, she done had all these kids. She done took care of me while I went to school. She done took care of me when I ain't had no job. Like, all that kind of stuff. So, I feel like men are not obsessed with women. Men are obsessed with men. And that's sassy.
That's a good perspective. Of course, I have something to say.
Go ahead.
It gets to a certain point in life where I'm tired.
Yeah. You're almost 50 though, aren't you?
You know what I'm talking about?
You're close to my age, so you're almost 50, right?
Halfway. Yeah, halfway. 45.
She said
That's
that
not
like
halfway.
She said,
Yeah, I'm 45.
old as hell.
I mean, I'm 46. I'm about to be 47. I'm just
45.
saying.
But
Like,
the
we're
thing
almost
is, it's just, you get to a point to where you get tired of the running the lies, the back and forth, the jumping through hoops, the trying to keep all this stuff up. And if you meet the right person, that when you realize what's really important in life, because I think once you get to a certain age as well, you look at down the line, like, if something happens to me, will this person be able to take it? Will this person take care of my family when I leave? All of these things come into play. So I think a lot of times it's about the maturity of the dude, and it doesn't matter what the outside influence is, because a dude would quick, because we Jones, some of our friends be like, oh, you got to go home now? Oh, you can't come out now, boom, boom. Yeah, my lady said such and such, and we respect it. We respect it. You understand? So it really has to do with the maturity of the man, but I can't say overall. I get some of what you're saying, but I can't say overall that we're more influenced by our homeboys. We're obsessed with our homeboys more so than having a great woman in your life.
So, okay, my question is to both of you, why now you're saying that you're more mature, but your 35-year-old self, you were still being influenced by your friends, and there's still a lot of men who are in that space, and yeah.
At 35, I can only speak for myself. I've always been one that if I'm doing some dirt, I don't want nobody involved but me and the person I'm doing dirt with. I never really cared about, and that's why I don't hang with a whole lot of guys. I've always been, I have more female friends than I have male friends. I have a small circle of males that we've come a long way. You know what I mean? So it was never to the point to where I was influenced by what they did. If I was doing something that was, when I was out dating, that was me. I can't say it was the influence of, and it may have had something to do with my upbringing. You understand what I'm saying? But I can't put that on the influence of the guys that I was around.
Okay. I mean, maybe.
Men are definitely obsessed with women still. I agree with Ms. Davis in the group to say men are obsessed with the female anatomy,
Very.
but maybe not the woman. Men are obsessed with the bag, but I think a lot of men are really starting to really be obsessed with peace.
Yeah.
And what happens with that is we get called names like you just said. A lot of men get called sassy because they made a choice. No, I'm not saying. Let me finish. They're not saying that they can't deal with nothing. But now that they in a situation where they don't have to, a lot of men are speaking up to say, I ain't got to deal with this. The world is my play. It's my playground. Mm-hmm. I ain't got to deal with this. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes down to it, men rather chase the bag versus chasing the woman to spend the bag on. Because that's all a lot of men work for is buy cars, clothes, and buy pussy. And what I mean by that is even if you get married. I mean, you get married.
Strings attached.
Like, yeah, I mean, it just.
I'm paying you to get rid of you.
I mean, you take a woman on a date. You took her on a date hoping a chance to fuck her. Men
That's
take
true.
on a date just to want to put some in their stomach.
Right.
So I mean, it is what it is.
They want to put something in their stomach.
I know what you mean.
Some mate put that meat out, throw it out.
You ain't gonna leave me hanging. But
You ain't see him try to dap you.
Oh.
the obsession is really that the world has really made everybody change what they really love more. You know, the root of all evil is what they say is money.
So
And we are out here chasing bags by any means necessary.
bags and bodies.
Exactly. So what happens with that is, here we are. The world is a cesspool, and we in it.
So I'm gonna say this, and I know, like, I advocate for women all day, every day, but I feel like in the process of Black women growing and finding themselves, like, we have gotten to a point where we almost like are emasculating Black men. So we don't feel like y'all have feelings. We don't feel like y'all have desires and things like that. Like, yeah, I do feel like Black men are obsessed with their friends. But a lot of the reason why I feel like Black men are obsessed with their friends is kind of sort of like what you said. They want peace. Like, once you get to a certain age, like, I done got all the pussy.
Yeah.
You know what
Like,
I'm saying?
you're like, I'm tired
so
of
now,
fucking.
I ain't got time to be
Everybody.
fucking
Let me change that.
Like,
Tired of fucking everybody.
like, yeah, I'm tired of fucking
Yeah.
Give me
everybody.
one.
You know what I'm saying? Give me one that still get wet, that got some good head, that
Come
you
on,
know what
talk
I'm
to
saying?
'em.
That know how to cook,
Talk
that's
to
gonna
'em.
take care of these kids. That, you know what I'm saying? She might not have a BBL, but she still got a little something that she
Right,
working with. You
right.
know what I'm saying?
Talk to 'em.
So I really think that that's where a lot of Black men my age are.
Yeah,
And not
absolutely.
to put y'all in my business, but I'm 46 years old. I'll be
Right.
47 in July. And the relationship that I'm in now is the first time that I have been with a man that I feel like he is 100% comfortable with who he is as a man.
Right.
He is 100% comfortable with who I am as a woman.
Right.
And he knows how to make me feel good as a woman. Like, it's this whole thing going on around the world with women now where they want to be in their divine feminine energy
Right.
and in their soft girl era. And this is the first time that I have been able to not be the alpha in a relationship,
Right.
and to sit in my feminine energy, to feel safe, to feel secure, to feel loved, to feel sexy, to not have to always be worried about bossing my shit up
Right.
because this motherfucker over here ain't doing what he need to do. Maybe not because he can't do it, but because he is reserved in doing it, because he don't want his homeboys to say, "Oh, this bitch got your nose wide open,"
Right.
and she did. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I feel like I do feel like still though a lot of men are. I have a homeboy, and I ain't gonna give too many details, but I have a homeboy that
What?
try to act like he got hoes, and no, he ain't got no hoes. No, he ain't cheating on his wife. But you always talking about having hoes, boy. Boy,
She told me.
you ain't got no hoes, and it ain't nothing wrong with that.
Shout out to the homeboy. Shout out to the homeboy. That's all I can say.
Shout out. Go ahead, and then we're gonna segue off of what she was saying.
Go ahead. I done lost it now.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm getting old.
Based off of what you were saying, being able to be in your feminine energy and not having to be the boss all the time. Do you think that when women dominate in a relationship, not necessarily financially, just pretty much within a relationship, do you think that affects how she is sexually?
Yep.
Can you elaborate?
Yup. Okay. And again, I don't want to put y'all in my business, but I'm finna put y'all in my business.
But I said that in.
We up in here.
So in my past relationship, before the relationship that I'm in now, the guy that I was dating, he was a little bit irresponsible. He was a great guy. We had a lot of fun together. But yeah, like, you don't want to. You can't turn up the same when you gotta take care of a man and it's almost like you his mama. Like, it's a difference. Like, you just not about to put on for your city like that. Like,
Your cooter didn't get as wet? What was it?
No, because sometimes you don't want to be bothered with this motherfucker because it's the first of the month. You ain't got no money to give me towards this $2,500 mortgage. You know what I'm saying? But you want me to bend over. No, you bend over.
What? Now, wait a minute.
Slow down.
Wait a minute.
I'm just
Slow
saying.
down.
Yeah,
Wait
that
a
might have been
minute.
too much. But what I'm saying is, like, it's just not when a woman has to always like wear the pants. It changes. It causes a shift in the situation. In this relationship that I'm in now, like I feel completely free and comfortable as a woman. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah, like I'm gonna show out. I'm gonna get on that ceiling fan. Like I'm gonna do everything.
Okay.
Like I'm doing it all because I feel like he deserved that. But when you got a man that you gotta take care of, when you gotta like financially you taking care of him, like emotionally, like he is unavailable to you, because that's a big thing. Like when you say dominant, like when you're unemotional, you're not emotionally available in a way that a woman needs you to be emotionally available, and you're not articulating what you need in order to be emotionally available. That's a turn off.
Ooh, you feeling this one? Like you sending chills over
I'm
me?
telling
Like,
you, that is
I
a
didn't do
turn
it.
off. Like when men, I think that a lot of times men think when a woman wants to be taken care of, she wants you to spend money. You know what I'm saying? And I'm here to tell you that women are high earners. I make six figures with my eyes closed in my bed, rubbing my feet together. And I don't need a man to take care of me. Like, yeah, I'm a designer girl, but I can buy it myself. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you got to bring something to the table and you got to do something for me, but I don't need a man to take care of me. And I'm not a woman that's going to say, oh, I ain't doing shit for a nigga. Because I'm going to take care of my man. Like, if I got a nice car, he got a nice car.
Okay.
If I wear designer, he wear designer.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? But like a lot of men are not taking care of their women emotionally. They are not taking care of their women mentally and spiritually, and it translates physically. Like don't nobody want to.
Again, like I said, I have some friends, lady friends that, you know, make a lot of money. They do well for themselves. And one of the things that they always say is that when they go home, they don't want to be the boss.
Exactly.
They want to have somebody that can take the steering wheel from them, and they will fall into place easily if you've created that space to where I can trust you and relinquish all of these things to know that you're going to take care of what need to be taken care of.
Women will submit, but you have to create a space that allows them to submit.
She has to allow it though.
But listen,
She has to allow it.
I am all for a man leading, but where you taking me?
If you believe in him, make him your man, you know where you're going.
Yeah, but a lot of times, and this is on the women, like a lot of times we get in relationships, women love to get in a relationship with a motherfucker, talking about they got some potential. Potential ain't nothing. I got the potential to be a stripper, but I don't even know how to dance.
This is how I feel on this. Everybody has their thing, what they into, what makes them go wherever she want to go, wherever they want to go. Men like women to cook. Some women just feel like they ain't cooking for them. You know what I'm saying? So that'll take a man to the streets. Women, like you said, you need a sense of security. You needed that to get what you needed. He gave you that. You became more feminine in your energy. We all have things that make us want to go home. If those things ain't at the home, we go find them. Like that's just what it is. As far as, you know, everything you're saying, as far as, you know, like the creating a space, you have to look at a man how he is to see if he's able to create that space. Then we go into emotional intelligence with things like that with this conversation. Because if you ain't never seen me deal with a situation without going 0 to 100. How do you expect me to be able to deal with any situation any other kind of way? You might not need that though, but that's all you have never seen. So it's like we don't really study each other before we decide we really like each other.
There you go.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying? We jump into these relationships off dick, dinner, movies, concerts, vacations. That's all everybody talk about. You don't even know the person.
And head.
Gotta have head.
Gotta have head.
And you don't even know the person that you really land next to. So I mean,
I agree with you on that, and I think that a lot of that is on women because men be chilling.
They don't.
A little bit they do.
They don't.
But
Men full of shit.
I feel like women, a woman will walk in this door right now. A woman will walk in this door right now. You done said, that's my old lady, this, that, and the other. This my wife, this, that, and the other. And a woman will walk in here and be like, Like, you just met both of these men, they wives, they girlfriends, and two of they side bitches. But you walk in here and be like, he got potential.
She feel like she got what it takes to get him up out of there.
And then we tell them no, they push harder.
They gonna push harder.
She said, don't nobody like losing.
Like, and that to me, that is crazy. Like, this man has already told you that he is emotionally unavailable. He's already told you that, and he's presented that to you. So then now, here you come with all this extra effort for a man that has already told you that you cannot have him.
Ralph, what you say? We living in a what?
I mean, it's just what it is, man. Like,
it's on both sides.
And that's just what it is. Like, everybody know what they want, but they don't even know how to communicate it.
Do not.
To say that's
Let me
what
tell
they
y'all
want.
this. So I get a lot of messages because I have so many conversations with women. So I get a lot of DMs and stuff from women. This woman messaged me. This been like 2 years ago. But she was talking about her husband. This is a man that you married. He has 2 children outside of the relationship that he had when they started dating. She was like, am I wrong? I don't fuck with them kids because I don't fuck with their mom. They are at their house 4 days out of the week. On those 4 days that they're at their house, she don't cook. She don't do nothing for the kids. She try to go out with her friends. She try to make it her business not to be available to do nothing. If clothes need to be washed, if anything need to be done to those kids, for those kids, she don't do it. And I told her, I said, you wrong and he wrong. Because as soon as I would have peeped that as a man, I'll holler at you. Because you knew that those kids were in the picture prior to.
You said he had them within the relationship?
No, they were
already prior.
Yeah, they were prior to.
Okay.
But they're not her kids. And because she doesn't like the kid's mother, she's,
That's
like,
on her.
That's on you. But I'm like, why would you even put that man in a position to do that? I love women. I love me some women. I especially love me some black women. But a lot of the things that we do are some bullshit.
We got the studio audience over there. Cheering her on. What you got, 18?
I see relationships every day where a man might be with a woman. He might have kids with another woman, but he's with another woman. And she doesn't push him to have a relationship with his own kids because they might have kids.
Yeah.
So she don't really care about that, but I don't blame her for that. I still blame him because he knew he had the kids.
Yeah, like, and at the moment you peeped that, like, you should have checked it, or you should have not married her, or you should divorce her, because those are your kids. And you don't mistreat kids. Like, I'm real big on, I ain't finna mistreat no kids and no old people. I'm not going to hell for that. That's not going to be on my resume. So I just feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like, in that particular situation,
right.
That is me and her almost killed each other over a man. We have the same baby daddy. We almost killed each other over a man.
Right.
But she ain't never mistreated my kids. I ain't never mistreated her.
Y'all sisters now.
That's my homegirl. Like, we're gonna go get some drinks and stuff afterwards.
They formed a union.
Right.
Absolutely.
Her son comes to my house like it's his house.
It's bigger than that.
Yeah, we need more of that.
But, like, a lot of women, it's just, it is really weird the way that women are. Like, I'm proud of us for being empowered. I'm proud of us for, like, being stronger and being in a different space. But I am very disappointed in the way that a lot of black women treat black men.
Let me ask you a question that you said that. Do you feel like this day and age, black men are just doers? Like, we're here just to do.
I feel like the expectation is that y'all are just here to do.
Just to do?
Like tools.
And I
like
hate
they,
that. I hate that because it's almost like, y'all don't supposed to have feelings. Y'all don't supposed to have off days. Like, y'all not supposed to be down. Y'all not supposed to have expectations or anything like that. And that's wrong, because you are still a human. You are still a person. Like, I hate when I understand what you're saying when you say, like, you were arguing with your coworker, he was too sassy. I understand that. But I hate when women say that men are sassy because they express their feelings. Like, that's not being sassy. That's being a human. And you are entitled to that. So I really hate the way that a lot of women deal with men. And that's something that I've been maybe too intentional about. But that's because, like, I watched how my parents separated. So my dad had my stepmom, and she treated my daddy like a king. Like, my daddy got home at 4:00. Y'all cut that TV off. Y'all go in that room and sit y'all asses down somewhere. Don't touch none of this food on this table. Like, she about to cook my daddy some food. He about to eat. He about to go take a nap. From 4:30 to about 6:30. That house was quiet. You go outside, you sit your ass down, or you take a nap too, because your daddy sleep. You know what I'm saying? And so I saw that, but then I also saw my mother, like, debo and emasculate my stepdaddy. And for a long time, I didn't understand it, because she was like a man. But my stepdaddy was an alcoholic. And so she resented him because she had to govern him like she was his mama. Like, we stayed in a small town, and he would get pulled over for drinking and driving, and the police would flag somebody down and say, hey, go here, get Kat, tell her to come get baby, or he going to jail. And she was sick of that.
I mean, he was dependent on your mother.
Yeah. And so I understand as a woman why she was like that. But, like, growing up, being a young girl, I didn't understand it.
I mean, in most situations where somebody's dependent on somebody else, the person that's actually handling business is gonna come off in a way of, emasculating or just not giving the other person, in many situations, I ain't gonna say all, the respect they deserve, because they feel like you saying that I'm taking care of this person. Like, so
I hate that we've lost, like, a little bit of the tradition of a relationship. Like, I know that we've grown past that, the gender roles and all that kind of stuff have come into play. But I like me a little traditional relationship where a man, if I'm doing too much, my man might say, oh, you need to sit your head down somewhere.
Yeah, he posted.
Or, no, you ain't wearing that. That's too tight, and I see your titty. You know what I'm saying?
She ain't seen titty, did she?
All right.
Yeah. Like, I like that. Like, I like that. Like, I don't even mind the fact, if I'm the high earner in the house, I don't even mind the fact that my husband is still responsible for my finances, especially if I know that he is a good leader. You know what I'm saying? I like that. I like, I'm finna buy me a new car. Nah, baby, you'll buy another car next year. You know what I'm saying? Right. I like that. I want that. I remember I posted on Facebook one day. I was like, y'all be talking shit about a woman cooking for a man. I cook. I fix his plate. I bring it to him. I give him something to drink. And if he wants a refill, I'll stop eating my food and refill his plate and give it to him. And it was like, oh, that's pick me behavior. That's this. I don't need no nigga to pick me. I pick me.
I mean, you're gonna do what you feel you
know what I'm
need to do
saying?
in
Like,
your
I
house.
don't
Can't
feel,
nobody
but like, it was
that.
so many women. The post actually went viral, and people was like, "Oh, you'll pick me." I was like, I don't need him to pick me. Like, I'm not in competition with nobody. When you comfortable and you confident and you choose yourself, like, and I tell women all the time, like, choose you first, sis. Before you start trying to choose a man, choose you and find out what you want and what you need and who you are, and then you get you a little man.
Get you a little man.
We got a caller on the line that's in the chat group, been watching the show. Let's get him in here. I'm sure he got some stuff to say. Kurt, what's happening? Kurt.
Well, we trying to work out the technical
what's happening?
The difficulties. Continue what you were saying.
No, I just feel like it's weird.
I think. I mean, I'm surprised at you. So I don't want my lady putting her food or fork down to give me nothing. But that's just me. We all have things that.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not that he's saying.
Yeah, I'm not saying that at all.
Yeah.
Just I'm not that far. I'm like, yo, sit down.
And he does.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he does.
But if it's what I've learned, if it's certain things women like to do, just let her do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
there's nothing wrong. Like, I feel like women want men to take care of them. Why can't you take care of a man?
man, well, you know what? Women, through society, that is something that's never really, it's not seen anymore.
Well,
Because of single parent households. So there's nobody there taking care of nobody. Mama taking care of everything. Daddy doing what he got to do. My mic just been cut off.
No, you good.
Kurt, just type it, Kurt. We weren't prepared for that today. Just type it.
Is he? I mean, he's hooked up. I don't know what's going on. Kurt, can you hear us?
Kurt.
We can't hear you, Kurt.
We can't
Speak
hear
to
you,
us, Daddy.
Okay, let's just do it the old school way.
But yeah, I don't
Kurt.
like that. I think we need to take care of each other.
Kurt.
Hello?
What's happening?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, what's happening,
hear you,
Kurt?
Hey, what's going on, man? Y'all got a great topic going on. I have a question for your guest.
Maui.
Talk to me.
All right. I have been disagreeing with you for, I would say, out of 100%, I'd say about 95% about men being sassy and so on. But I want to ask you, do you think the older women are ruining the younger women nowadays with their stories of hurt? Because
I definitely think that I wouldn't say ruining. Now I'm gonna tell you something. I love me a little young bitch. I'm gonna say that. And what I love about the young girls is that they are making their own way. Mm-hmm. And I think that a lot of these young girls are beginning to understand that a man is not a plan. Like, he a companion. He's a companion, and he deserves the same things that you deserve. So a lot of these girls are, like paving their own way, popping their own shit, and I appreciate that. But what I will say is that a lot of times, us older women sharing these stories of turbulence and these fuckboy chronicles and all of this stuff, I definitely think that it is putting these girls on alert. Like, I have a 21-year-old daughter, and she is very strong and very firm in what she does and doesn't want in a relationship, what she will and won't accept. And I have to tell her all the time, like, I hear on the phone with her little boyfriend, I'm like, stop giving that man hell like that. Like, he can't even breathe. He battling to say what he need to say because you know what I'm saying? Like, get a dude some grace. So I definitely think that, like, generationally, like, we have is this legacy of bullshit that we are passing to our girls. You know what I'm saying? And that's just a decline in the relationships that are happening amongst black people as a whole. So yeah, I do think that the OGs are doing the girls a disservice.
Okay, all right. See, we agree. I mean, I like we agree on something, and now that I talked to you, I think we can agree on some more things. Is that like at work, I feel that the young women are missing certain respect they should give men. Like, for example, it's kind of a lame example, but I'm gonna give it. It's like they are invested in I'm a diva and fuck you type situations.
People
like
still call each other
sometimes
divas?
when
Go ahead, Kurt.
I mean, I'm old school, but
Yeah, Kurt, I ain't gonna say that anymore.
Yeah. You know, the common word they use. I'm a baddie. Let me see, city girl.
Okay, Kurt, we get it. Go ahead, Kurt.
City girls up.
So long story short, like when they cross the road, I mean, even a grown ass man will look at another man and say, "Hey, thanks for letting me walk across." But some of these women, well, some of these young women feel entitled.
These young folks don't have manners. This little generation right here, they don't have no manners. They lacking common sense. Like, they do not.
Whose fault is that, though?
That's our fault. That's our fault. And not just women, but men too. Like, y'all absent from the household. Like, it's
No, wait a minute. Now, me and Crespo did a show, and I didn't televise it yet. I have a little I'm gonna start a little podcast
Don't
right
say
now.
Lil,
But
you got a podcast.
No.
okay, I'm just joking. But okay, so check it out. Now, I'm starting to call women nowadays pirates because they are. I shouldn't say in general. In general, I would say not for everyone. It's a blanket statement, but work with me. The young women nowadays are pirates. They look like pirates with some eyelashes, with the tattoos, and with the wigs, the pirate wigs they be wearing, with the different colors. And they are starting to feel entitled. They are sometimes making young men slaves, meaning that part of their income is going into their coffers. Because men, and it's men fault, well, older men teaching younger men not to get involved with pirates. Well, I call pirates, but women that will make you a slave. And a slave meaning that, do you know they don't tax child support? That means if a female gets $10,000 in child support a year, it's not taxed at all, and she don't have to claim it on her taxes. So, hands, if she make $20,000, but she made $20,000 in income, I know that's kind of low, but let's say $20,000. But she got 10 in child support. She can still tell the IRS she only made $20,000. So she got some dude that's a slave to her making $10,000 for her. So I'm just saying, as men, go ahead.
Kurt, please don't mention child support, because that's a very, very, very sensitive topic for me. Because you mean to tell me that you want me to feed and clothe these motherfucking babies that you went half on, that I probably didn't nut from, that you done nut all up in my guts to have, that you decide that you don't want to take care of, not because you don't love them and because you don't care about them, but because I don't fuck with you no more. You feel like because the government has told you to give me no more than 23% of your income to help take care of these kids, that I am giving 90% of my income, life, and existence to. You want me to get taxes off of, you want me to pay taxes off of that money because I'm still struggling to take care of these two kids that eat all the food up. I can't buy me no good shoes because they got to have good shoes and good clothes. Like, let's not talk about child support, because child support is a joke to most women. Okay, so let's not talk about child support, but let's talk about something else, because 23% of a motherfucker's income that went 50% on a baby with me, that probably went more than 50%, because again, these niggas are out here fucking and nutting but not making women nut. And then you decide because you don't fuck with me, you don't fuck with your kids. Like, the government should not have to be involved in telling you what you should be doing for your child. How you doing?
Okay, all right. I have a reply. I do have a reply, and I see your point.
Let's try to wrap this up.
No, let him go.
No, I'm just saying we're gonna.
I'm interested.
Bring into it.
Check it out. Now, my new push is to have dudes to marry their baby mamas before they have a kid. Because you know what? One of the things that men, yes, I'm about to break it down. Because when she said, when she mentioned, I don't mean to say that aggressively, but when you mentioned that women automatically get the kids, and not typically, but a large number of women, when they have kids, they keep on having kids sometimes and picking losers. Like, let's say they pick the loser that we're talking about, and she have another kid by a loser. But one of the things that the system doesn't do is give the children to the men. And me, myself, I take care of me. I'm the primary primary custody of my child, my daughter. And guess what? My ex-wife doesn't pay me child support. She's ordered to, but I don't force her to do it, because guess what?
But you should.
I am a better provider than her. And the system realizes that, guess what? They want to cut her the money too. So they put the children on a person that can't provide for them.
But
that's my opinion. That's my opinion.
Now, let me tell you something. I don't have an issue with my children weren't gonna be given custody to my kid to their father, because like he wasn't capable of taking care of the kids. But like, I applaud you for having custody of your daughter and doing what needed to be done for your daughter. And I applaud parents that are able to create a space and an agreement so that they can co-parent and the kid can go back and forth. Because I'm a firm believer that the children, as much as I don't even dislike the man, but he disliked me. But as much as me and my children's father do not have a relationship, I can give him credit for teaching my son how to be a man, for giving him a good work ethic and all of that kind of stuff. Yeah, he was a shitty father to my daughter, and that's because he didn't know how to have relationships with women, period. You know what I'm saying? And so my daughter fell into that category. But I do feel like he was a halfway decent father to my son. You know what I'm saying? So I'm all for the family unit. I'm all for us working together, being together, all that kind of stuff. If your baby mama is not helping you take care, I don't care about you being the primary owner. She went half on that baby too, or 20% or something, because maybe you ain't make her nut either. But what I'm saying is, everybody should be contributing to these children in some way.
But in society, in other societies,
because society is invested in breaking the black family.
Say again?
Society is invested in breaking the black family.
Of course, because they give the child to the mother, and she gets on to well, not all of them, but a large number get on assistance, and the cycle keep on repeating itself. And but I'm saying is that society should, because guess what? Most single fathers that have custody of their kids don't keep having kids. But women that have their kids primarily keep having kids. Because men, it's just my opinion, men tend to realize, hey, I can't keep having kids. I know the cost, everyday cost of them. So if men had everyday cost of children, it won't be so many kids running around here, because that's how we wired. But
I agree with you. That's just my opinion.
I think you got a point.
That's a good point.
That's a good point. I think you got a point with that.
Because the system is leaned towards helping the mother, because that's based off of the assumption that the mother would be the primary.
The system is leaned towards helping the women, but the system is also leaned towards oppressing black people, period. Agreed. So if you look at the welfare and all of those different options that are available to single mothers, it is minimal. Like in Georgia, I think women max out at like $550 for welfare, or $235 for 2 children. You know what I'm saying? That ain't nothing. You can't live off that. Like, you can get a little.
That's why they should be with the males. Because compared to how many single fathers are on welfare, how many single mothers?
Either. Some of these it's not a lot of black women on welfare anymore. I'm sorry. Like the number of individuals on welfare and food stamps is more white women than anything. More white women and Hispanic women than black women. But what I'm saying is, I understand. But I understand what you're saying. But what I'm saying is, I don't think that's a thing anymore. Like, people don't want to have all them kids like they used to. Like,
but they do.
I don't know who they
I think I do agree what he's saying. One thing about men, if they got custody of their kids, one thing about that, the dating pool is smaller.
It is.
So the chances of him having kids it's kind of like, I ain't gonna say slim to none, but it's a little more difficult versus he by himself, because he out here fucking everything, versus a woman who she can have a kid and another dude to come along, then they have a kid together, then another, like, it's, I understand what he's saying.
Yeah, I understand.
And those same women that say that they not gonna date a guy.
I was just about to say that these same fools have 50, 11 children at home. They have 5 kids by 5 daddies, and then tell me I don't want to date a man with kids. What?
Then they come in, if he got more than 2 baby mamas, I don't want to talk to him. Yeah, so it'd be all these stipulations.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, I totally agree that women do too much, and they create a standard that they're not even able to live up to a lot of times.
I will say that I think the kids should go to the parent that can actually
It's
show
more
that can
stable.
provide. Yeah, absolutely.
More stable.
So, Kurt, I do agree with you. It took you a while to get there, but you got there, brother.
That can provide emotionally too.
Absolutely.
That can provide emotionally too. Like, don't just be getting custody of these kids because you don't want to pay child support.
And that's what a lot of times it comes down to.
It do.
And that's my push. My push in my podcast later is going to be, I believe, young men, when you get, not young men or even men in general, when you impregnate a woman, take it down to the county and marry her. Marry her and divorce her. Marry her and divorce her in 5 years. Because once,
so you make a business out of this.
Marry her, because guess what? Either you marry her and you get equal footing in getting your kid, because that's how I got my child.
Legitimized. Just go and get the child legitimized. Just do what you're supposed to do.
No.
What if you marry somebody
if you don't marry that woman? If you don't marry that woman, you don't have as equals right as she does. Once you marry her, you are an equal parent. When I was going through my divorce, my ex-wife thought that I was just a simple baby daddy. I said, okay, we'll find out. And the judge had to make a conscious decision who is the better provider.
That's when you get legitimized.
She got a rude awakening when the judge said, "Hey, I got to treat y'all as equals." When we go down to the child support office and you just a baby daddy, or you about to. I tell a young man right now.
I see what he's saying.
I
tell a young man right now.
But that's what legalization is.
You're pay $10,000 a year or marry her for a year. Just marry her for a year. Have the baby come out, marry her before the baby marry her. In a year, divorce her. Because guess what? If you don't do that, it's a chance you're going to be paying $10,000 a year. Now, I'll marry your ass for a year. No problem. And get you up out of there.
You got alimony.
And have my kid.
Yeah. You got to pay alimony because she ain't got no job worth shit. And now you got to take care of her because you were the sole provider in the household. So now you got to take care of her and you got the kid that you got to take care of.
Negative. You only pay alimony if you've been married for 5 years.
Okay, you just said 5 years.
No, he said a year.
He said 5, then he said a year.
Okay, but it's still weird.
So you plotting on this. Like, this is... I'm just asking, like, this seemed like a plot.
It seemed like a plot, and it also seems like... Oh,
my God.
Yeah, I feel like you're a little bitter.
No, I just got a plan.
That plan is fucked up because while you trying to fight against that baby mama, you also are not emotionally available to this child that you done agreed to have custody of. You going to war with her other parent who she loves. Like, that child lived inside of that woman, and you up here trying to go to war with her.
I have seen women say, "Look, you can't see your kids.
Yeah,
look,
they do.
You
That's
can't come around here at X, Y, and Z."
That's fucked up,
and
too.
And guess what? As me being a primary parent, my ex-wife can see my daughter. I'm a more level-headed person than her. And I want to say most men are level-headed when it comes to dealing with children when they are in charge.
Bruh.
And that's just my opinion.
I mean, everybody got one. I don't agree or disagree with you. We're going to wrap this up, though.
Okay.
Bye,
Appreciate you calling in,
Kurt. Thanks for calling in, brother. Always a pleasure.
All right.
Hey, Kurt. Kurt, before you go, you want to tell people the name of your podcast before it start rolling?
Yeah, you done came in here and dropped it twice without a title.
Okay, it's Husbandry Life. Your husbandry, I'm trying to teach men how to be a husband. And that means just pretty much finding your help meet. Help meet meaning that you know how to do everything. Wash clothes, cook, and you need somebody to help you with that shit, just like Adam did in the beginning. So it's called Husbandry Life. The word husbandry, go ahead, sorry about that.
The only problem I have with that is you got boys that become males, but you don't have males that switch over to men because nobody's there to teach them. And then with that, men don't go into actually know how to be husbands. Same way on the woman's side, but that's where we are. I get what you're doing, but I think some steps need to happen before you go into that because you're talking about teaching a man how to be a husband. He might not even know how to be a man.
Well, I totally feel you, but it's a process, like you said. It's a process for sure.
Okay. Well, Kurt, thank you once again, brother, for calling in.
No doubt. Hey, by the way, the comments, man. Once the show is over, I can't read the comments because the comments be gone. I mean, do you know anything about that?
No, I don't. We'll talk about you about that later, Kurt. We don't.
We live right now, Kurt.
Just ain't the time.
Yeah,
All right.
All right, Kurt. Thank you, brother.
Y'all know Kurt?
I do.
He light skin.
No.
She said
Well-
light skin.
Well, Maui, we're going to go on and wrap this thing up. We don't went overboard, but we had a good time. We appreciate you.
I know you said earlier you ain't coming back. You got to come back.
When she said she said she want to come back?
I'll come back tomorrow.
Hold on now. When you say you want to come back? I ain't hear
I
it.
said y'all probably ain't gonna let me come back, so I might well go ahead and run out now.
Nah, you good to go. You good to go. But we appreciate you sliding up through here. Tell the people again, and first off, we need to hook you up with our Facebook group because it be going off. It be live up in there. But tell the people, tell the people where they can find you at.
So I am everywhere, all over Beyonce and Al Gore's internet at Mauibigelow. Mauibigelow. Do not mess my daddy's name up, because until a nigga give me his last name, that's me. Okay?
She said it got the blood on it.
It got the Bigelow blood on it. I need it. But yeah, so I'm Mauibigelow everywhere. You can Google me and find me. You can find a lot of my articles, my bylines on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, everywhere. I'm everybody's favorite auntie. I'm always talking shit. That's who I am.
Yeah, we got a little taste of that today.
I appreciate y'all. This was nice.
Yeah, this was
I didn't
fun.
know what to expect, but it was nice.
I'm glad you enjoyed
This was
yourself.
chill.
Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed
Nice.
yourself.
Y'all let me come back. Let me come back with some money or something.
Yeah, you could do that.
got it.
Yeah, that's
You
on
got
you.
it.
That's on your schedule.
You got it.
Well, I'll be back tomorrow.
Well, we won't be here.
We won't be here.
You'll be by yourself.
Yeah.
Let
us know how that go.
But anyway, man, y'all know what it is. We'll be back next week doing what we do. Y'all get ready. We're going to chop it up. It's going to be nice and lovely.
Yeah, because I had some other stuff I want to talk about, but y'all go ahead.
Okay. Well, we gonna get it going.
Okay.
All right. Hold tight. All right.
Thank you.
Hey, Tim, what you got, brother?
Cam Newton said something that I really agree with, is that sometimes we scramble, we should just stay in the pocket. And the day we let Kurt get on here, it was like a scramble, and we should have just stayed in the pocket.
Took a 15-yard loss.
You know I love you, dog. Thank everybody for staying with us. Thank you for our guests. Very good energy.
Yeah.
We see y'all next week. That's all I got.
We'll holler.